Winterbite is a stasis power glaive and it's added to Destiny 2 as part of the Lightfall post-campaign missions. You have to complete a few quests to get this one, however this is a really powerful weapon that's going to work really well with our stasis builds. Today I want to check out the Winterbite in a little bit more detail, plus look at all the quests and the steps, plus give you some hints and tips along the way so you can get this unique power glaive in Destiny 2. If you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 95% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. But before we get into it today, let me know in the comments what you think of Winterbite and how does it compare to other glaives in the game. Okay, let's dive right into the exotic quests. So how to start the Strider exotic quest. So first of all, you will need to complete the Lightfall campaign. Once you've done this, then you'll unlock the Hall of Heroes. Then you'll be able to have a chat with Quinn, the researcher on Neomuna. Quinn is going to have a few different quests for you to finish called Stargazer, Maelstrom and Blue Jay. Once you've done the first three, then you'll be able to unlock Strider, which has the Winterbite as a reward. Okay, first of all, let's have a look at the Stargazer quest. So pick it up from Quinn, and you want to take part in the Terminal Overload activity, and that is the public event activity on Neomuna, and that can be found on the map on Neptune via the Director. So work your way through that public event, and once you beat the 3 waves of enemies and beat the final boss, you then want to loot the chest at the end. Next up, you want to defeat the Hydra in the ESI terminal to obtain the high security passcode, and then you want to get a terminal override key by completing public events, looting chests, or completing patrols. Then hop back into the Terminal Overload activity, open up the Terminal Overload key chest, then finally go back to the Hall of Heroes and repair Stargazer's Memorial. And there's also a really good little bit of lore there as well, so make sure you stick around for that. And finally, have a chat with Quinn for the next step of the quest. Okay, next up we want to complete the Maelstrom quest. So now you've completed Stargazer, you want to pick up Maelstrom from Quinn. So here you want to bond with Strand sources and participate in patrols, public event and loot resources within the Vex incursion zone. So be able to bond with those Strand sources. One is in front of the public event in the middle there, and one is on the roof of a building when you first load into the zone. So next up, you want to complete the Lost Sector within the Vex incursion zone itself. Once you've done that, you want to go back to the Hall of Heroes, repair Maelstrom's Memorial, and finally, once again, have a chat with Quinn. Okay, next up, we've got the Blue Jay quest. So for this quest, you want to pick that up from Quinn as well, then go and have a chat with Nimbus. So then you want to defeat combatants in the Vex incursion zone with a Strand subclass to get shellcode fragments, and then open a Terminal Overload key chest to get a polymorphic engine. Next up, you want to take part in the Partition activity, and that is indicated on the map, and you can access it via the Director. This is probably the hardest part of the quest, but you can do this as part of a team if you are struggling to do it solo. Once you've completed this, return to the Hall of Heroes, repair Blue Jay's Memorial, and finally, once again, have a chat with Quinn. Okay, now we're on to the final part of the quest. So we've got the Strider quest next. So now you've completed Stargazer, Maelstrom, and Blue Jay, you can finally pick up Strider. That's going to reward us the exotic power glaive. So first step here, you want to loot all 3 chests in all Terminal Overload locations. So this location rotates each day, so you may have to wait a day or a couple of days to get this one done. Basically, there's 3 locations on Neomuna where the Terminal Overload activity is, and you need to complete that and loot the chest at each location to get past this step of the quest. So next you have to defeat the Shadow Legion in Neomuna, plus complete the Lost Sector in Ahimsa Park. So you can see the Lost Sector on the map with the icon, however this one is a little bit hidden away, and the waypoint is quite confusing. So you want to make your way to Callus's ship via the side entrance there. Then after that you want to complete the Lost Sector, and it's on to the next step. So next up you want to destroy Hydras and shut down the confluxes in Maya's Retreat. So put a waypoint on the quest, follow it where it takes you, and the Vex will spawn in. Kill the Hydras, interact with the confluxes as they spawn, and you have to repeat this a few times. So once you've done this, that is it. Make your way back to the Hall of Heroes and pick up Winterbite from Quinn. Okay, next up, let's have a closer look at Winterbite. So this one is an exotic power glaive that comes with a couple of perks. So you've got Big Frigid Glaive, fires a large ball of energy that locks onto nearby targets and freezes them. And you've got Tilting at Windmills, so blocking damage with the shield increases movement speed while shielding. So looking at these stats, you've got 95 for impacts, that is huge. 75 for range, 39 for shield duration, 5 for handling, 10 for reload speed, 10 for airborne effectiveness. It's a 45 rounds per minute glaive, charge time of 39 with 3 in the magazine. So the damage on this heavy glaive is massive, so much so that it's been disabled for the upcoming Destiny 2 raid, although I'm sure it will get fixed quickly after that. So what you want to do with this one is fire it into the air and allow the projectile to freeze enemies. Just shooting it into enemies is not going to give you the best results. This one is a lot of fun, plus the quest will take you around a guided tour of Neomuna. Well, let me know in the comments what you think about Winterbite and this exotic glaive. Really, really good and unique as well in that power slot. Well, that is it for this guide for how to get the Winterbite exotic glaive in Destiny 2. As always, thank you so much for watching or listening. Well, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you real soon.